Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Nate with Dubs Cards, and today I wanted to do something different. And I've wanted to do it for a while. I figured this is a good chance to kind of slip it in, try to show you guys this. When I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s, and I was around when Beckett magazines first came out. Now, the first issue was in 1984. I did not get that. But this one is from July 1990, issue number 64. And when these first came out in 84-ish, but 1989, I was 12 years old and 13 years old and really wanted to start getting these magazines. A couple of my friends had them. We'd go through them, check out the price, and that's what we would use to trade. Arguably, people have different opinions on Beckett magazines. I liked them back in the 80s and the 90s. They were awesome. Nowadays, my opinion is that they're obsolete because you have a global market of eBay that basically tells you what is somebody's willing to pay for cards. So, I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it how you will. Back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, they were awesome. They were great. Your friends would get together after school. You'd leaf through them. You'd check it out. Couldn't wait for the new one to come. So after getting one or two issues on my own, I finally talked my mom, my mom, into buying the subscription. And if you look in the back, there was one of these in every one. And 1 year, you could get 12 issues for $20. And I did it. So my birthday present every year, I would get these magazines. And when I say these magazines, I'll show you in a minute what I mean. But this one, let's just leaf through it quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but these were really cool magazines. And at the time, you could just buy it at the newsstand for $2.50. Back of the cover has Jesse Orosco, which is a Mets, and Ken Griffey Jr. So that's why I pulled this one out. I have them starting at like issue number 48-ish or whatever for a while. I had years and years of these. I kept them and still like to go through them now. So you had some nice vibrant colors on them. Always had a little editorial page, a lot of advertising. These are those classic sets that I was showing you. I opened one up. Had a nice writers. Good, awesome pictures. Introducing Topsies. I mean, they did all kinds of advertising. Here is the complete Topps All-Star Rookie Checklist. I mean, that was cool on its own. It told you every year that the players were all-stars, were rookies that year. So if you look in this was in 1989, 1990, you had Cecil Espy, Chris Sabo, Walt Weiss. I mean, it was awesome. And then it went to like these collector books, which kind of failed, I would say. Kind of neat back then, not really collectible now. Here's some Phantom of Hall of Famers. Some really cool drawings of some players. Trying to be as careful as I can with the books. And then it came to readers right. So you could send in. I actually sent in a couple of questions. Never did they get in these magazines, but basically the top half is the question, cards as motivated, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, it had like an answer. So that the people answered it. The editors of the magazine answered it, which was really, really cool. So it had 2, 3, 4 pages of that. I mean, quite a bit. And then it would get to, like this. So where you could pull this out and go ahead and send it in. This is a cool one. Shows you the old Beckett card monthly. 1 year of baseball. You could do football. You could do basketball. So, I mean, just to look at the thing, and keep in mind, this was in 1990. They valued the Mickey Mantle Topps rookie card at $3,550 to $7,000. And I always looked at it as it said high book and low book. What my understanding was low book is what a dealer will pay you for that set. If you went in, it wasn't about grade. These aren't grading columns. This was, hey, if you brought this set into a dealer, they would probably give you $28,000 for it. But in turn, they were willing to sell it for $42,000. That was their profit margin. I don't think this was bad grade, good grade. At least from what I remember as a kid. So all these cool things. The arrows were from last month. Did it go up? Did it go down? Almost all of them went up. Rarely, not rarely, but most of them basically went always up. You'd have hot and cold players. So getting into some of the cards we have nowadays. Here's a Tom Seaver rookie card, $1,000. It's pretty neat. Nolan Ryan rookie, 1,000. Whole 1971 top set, $1,700. So really cool. Here's a 1975 complete set, $650. I'll take two. They had 1978. So what did they have? They had Eddie Murray rookie card. It's hard. I don't really want to bend the book, but Eddie Murray rookie card, $35. And then it came up to Ricky Henderson rookie, $100. Went up. You got your 81 Fleer, 81 Donruss, 81 Tops, 82, 83s. So Frank Viola rookie, he was on the rise because he just got traded to the Mets. Pretty cool. This was one of the biggest cards of the whole decade. Was that Don Mattingly rookie card right there. 1984 Donruss, $85. The Fleer version, they had it at 48, which is right there. Pretty cool. And then 84 Tops were at $30. So that's pretty neat. And even back then, that 84 Fleer update, one of the hardest and most expensive sets of the 80s, $450. I mean, they're about that now. Opened. So you got your 85 Tops, you got your Mark McGuire's, all that good stuff. I don't want to spend too much time. 86 Tops went up to $40. That's a lot. 86 Fleer, $120. 86 Donruss, $165. Man, I wish I could get that for mine these days. But that's what it was all about. We would, as kids, couldn't wait to get home, couldn't wait to look at these. I wanted to show you this. Barry Bonds rookie card, 1987. Big 90 cents. Wasn't even close to the highest card in the set. Got Jose Canseco at $4.50. You got Bo Jackson at $4. 88 Fleer. Don't you wish those things were still worth $48 a piece? That's pretty funny. But that's what it was. We would use this as the Holy Bible. 88 Score first year, 88 Tops, 88 Tops traded. 88 Tops traded for $32. Jim Abbott was $9. Mark Grace was $6. And then the Greg Jeffries card, you got the Ken Griffey Juniors back then were starting to rise up. You had $5 for the Donruss. I was kind of surprised the Fleer was more. The Fleer was $9. And then of course you get to the upper deck. Well, here's Score, here's Tops. And then you get to the upper deck. Ken Griffey Jr. was $18. Pretty cool. Really cool. So I'm going to skip forward here. And then you got to 1990. And then here with some of the abbreviations in the book. And then you'd get to some kind of fun cards. And I always like these. These were the July convention calendar. So if you lived in the state of California, you could look up and say, oh, at Commerce California, you could go to that card show and it told you how much it was. I lived in Vermont and they never ever were there. So there was a lot of ads. There was some autographs. Luis Tiant, the Atlanta Sports Show. You could get Dan Marino for $12. I would have done that twice. I would have done it twice. And yeah, it just showed all the cool stuff. And then you got to the other one of those. You had looks like Eric Davis, Will the Thrill Clark, and hot players. It would show the hot people, what was the good ones coming, which one was going down. Had all these nice colored ads. These were always cool. You could send in. Remember the day you just had to send in the mail and order stuff and ask them for price lists, and I used to do it. It's pretty cool. So anyway, skipping through a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Then it was VHS tapes were way popular. You could call or send them in, get some of those. And then you would get to these basketball subscriptions, football subscriptions. This is your order form from a lot of different pages in here. We're selling stuff, so you could go here and figure out what did you want to buy. And then this was awesome. So these were how you could buy old back issues, and I used to do that. So the first issue was November 1984 with Roberto Clemente, Dale Murphy, and Ryan Sandberg. So those were all sold out. So even back then you could order, this was 1990. You could order an 87 book with Boggs and Eric Davis, book number 24. And I remember ordering these because I wanted some back issues. It was so cool. And then here's some more stuff. And Ted Williams. And then you got to the end, you could buy that. So that's a cool one. But mainly what I wanted to get and show you were these three. So I'd already had this magazine for about a year, 8 months. And I begged my mom because I saw these at the store coming out at the local drugstore. This one is Football Beckett #1, December 1989, with Bo Jackson. This one's Michael Jordan's first issue, March and April 1990. And this was my all-time coveted favorite one, issue #1 of Beckett Hockey, September, October 1990. So they kept coming out, and my mom was upset. Like, we can't keep buying these subscriptions. But I said, I want them. So I ended up mowing some lawns, shoveling some snow, and I ended up getting all these in 1 year. So I had 4 subscriptions at one time. And I got these for 3 years straight. So there was like 8 issues of this one, 8 issues of this one, and 12 issues of this one. And I'm so glad that I kept these, because these are the first issues of the football, the basketball, and the hockey. This one had Bo Jackson, which was cool. And just all the great pictures and photos, and told you about all the cards. So here's some of these prices. I don't know a lot of the older prices, but we can jump to, like, let's say Joe Montana. So 1981 Topps, Joe Montana rookie. I'll take that for $30. Yes, sir. Really cool. These are really cool. There's an 85 Marino. There's an 82 Montana. Just the prices are awesome. 86, you had Jerry Rice. $4 rookie card. Back in the day, imagine if you could go back. So that was it. There wasn't a ton of pricing. And there's no arrows in this because this was the first issue, so they didn't go up or down. And then all kinds of nice little ads. I always like this. This was for, like, basically TTMs through the mail, which I never did back then, but they basically told you how to do it. Here's an old TTM one. Here are the team addresses for all 28 teams. Go for it. They're basically telling you send in for autographs, which is cool. I wish I would have done it back then, but I guess I never tried. And just all the old stuff, which I loved these old magazines. This was cool. It showed all the errors in there, so you could look in here and say, oh, I want to check out the errors. Showed the errors. I mean, they just don't do that anymore. And then, of course, it's got Marino, my favorite football player of all time. And then Michael Jordan. I mean, who doesn't like the GOAT? 2 GOATs on 2 covers. Same with this. Just showed all kinds of stuff. This was back when 89-90 Hoops was popular. Look at that. I mean, isn't that magazine worth it just for that picture? Then you had Magic, David Robinson. This looks like Carl Mailman Malone, the mailman. Larry Bird. And then these always had a hot and cold list. So who's hot this month? Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Larry Bird, NBA 89-90 Hoops. Who's cold? It was always weird that they could be on both lists. I never kind of understood that. But so say you wanted to go in there and get a complete set of 1980-81 tops with your Larry Bird and Magic Johnson rookie cards. $175. I'll take that whole set. And then this had the Michael Jordan rookie card. $175. Wow, what a deal. I started collecting basketball in this year, so I have these sets all. I have a bunch of sets from this year. Love that set. And that was it. I mean, that's all the pricing. But they jam-packed the magazine full of all kinds of cool stuff. All kinds of these writer's notes so you could write into this. There's Dr. J. There's Kareem. And just showed a lot of cool stuff. Showed the cards. Showed a lot of prospects. I always like this. This is the 1990 Alphabetical Rookies Index. So you can look on there and say, Kevin Edwards' rookie card was in 89. Len Elmore was in 1975. So that helped out a lot. We actually used those type pages. And then you get down to, there's John Stockton for the Utah. Same one. That's the first set of basketball cards I collected. Then had all the nice things. So I had nice color pictures. Showed Bird. Showed Mailman. David Robinson. So that was awesome. And then, of course, the hockey one. I'll try to speed it up. But, yeah, I was so stoked on getting these. I mean, it took me forever to pay for it. I had to pay for it myself. But I had to get my parents to go ahead and send it out and get it coming to me. Wayne Gretzky, a class by himself. He'll probably always stand that way. Very, very cool. Very, very cool magazines. Not sure a lot of you viewers have ever kind of seen these magazines. They are fairly obsolete, I would say, now. So you pull up, here's the Wayne Gretzky rookie card year. And for the O-Pee-Chee, you could buy a whole set for $800. And his card was worth around $600 in the O-Pee-Chee. In the tops, it was worth $350. Then, of course, all through the 80s, you got players like Stevie Yzerman, rookie was 35. You got a Mario Lemieux rookie. He was 100. And then one of my favorites, Patrick Waugh. Basically, you could have picked that Patrick Waugh rookie card for $15. What a deal. And then coming up through, and that was it for that. And then same thing, all the nice ads are still in this. Wanted to show you this. This is basically Wayne Gretzky's high school picture card. That was cool. Imagine having that now. And then here's some tops. And this was cool. They put the birthdays in, so you could say, you know, here's Peter Stancy's birthday in October and September. Just really, really cool magazines. You could order some videos, which was neat. All the way down to Bobby Orr as a teenager. And then we'll end with the back, which was Patrick Waugh, my favorite goalie of all time. But yeah, just something different. This video may not be for everybody, but I have all these in nice pages in a binder, so they all stay pretty good and good shape. I tried to take care of my stuff, and I like to see that it's taken care of. So, but let me know in the comments if this is something you like or something that interests you. I have more of these type of things, and I know I'm kind of putting out a lot of different content on the channel. Some of you only come for box openings. Some of you only come for baseball. Some of you probably only come for hockey. Some of you probably only come for TTM, but I kind of like what I'm doing. I try to do what I can as I get the stuff in. TTM game, for all you guys know, is a waiting game. I mean, you can put out 100 today and only start getting them back a couple weeks from now. So I like to do everything. I like to do a lot of stuff. Not trying to make the channel, you know, one specific outline genre of only TTM or only openings. I love baseball. I have a lot of stuff, and I'd love to share as much of it with you guys as I can. But this is Nate with Dubs Cards. Over and out.